Hey guys, it's Lucian. I know I haven't uploaded a video in like literally 8 months. And there's a lot that goes into that. Um, but I guess one of the first things is just to talk about the fact that I have changed my name from Liscoda to Lucian. I don't know, I don't remember if I addressed that in any one of my videos, because those videos all took place during like the beginning of freshman year, and now I'm a second semester sophomore in college. Um, but yeah, so I'm 1 year on T now, and so that's really fucking awesome. But I was kind of also like looking back at my old videos and seeing kind of like what types of things I was anticipating, like how I had progressed along. And honestly, like watching my 2 day video was kind of cute because like it was like I was obviously like trying super hard to like act as if like my voice was deeper when it frankly wasn't, at that point. And like even now my voice still kind of fluctuates, and like my voice hasn't really settled into like a stable, like, this is my man voice, you know. But it's still just kind of like even like at work, for example, like if I'm talking through the drive-through, I still get consistently gendered correctly. Um, and that has happened for a good while. I don't know if I ended up covering it in any of the videos I actually uploaded, but like I did have like a video. I did continue, like I did like a 5 month update, and I think I did like a 6 month, and I was gonna upload them, but depression really like I'm gonna talk about some real shit right now. So like, you know, the people that I'm surrounded with are frequently like I am surrounded by a lot of like trans masked people, um, and like it's really hard when like you see people who have been on T for a long period of time, and like pass really well. This is where I'm gonna talk about like passing and like what a toxic social construct that is. Because like I was when I first started these videos, I was super excited to like document my progress, and then I hit the 5 month mark, and I was like, there's no progress. Like there's no point in me uploading a video every month because it's just gonna be the same thing. Like pretty much, like I was looking at my first video, and like I was talking about like sleep changes and stuff. That was fake. Like I mean, yes, the first like 2 nights like I slept really well, but pretty much after the excitement of like starting T wore off, like I I just sleep the same way I have been sleeping, like very mediocrely. Um I will say though, like, so I know one of my other like big fears was acne, and for the most part right now, it's okay. Like, I know I mentioned that I always get big pimples on my nose, on my honker. Um, and so like in the year that I've been on, I've probably only had like big pimples twice, and that's pretty much like the same as like when I was going through puberty number 1. Um, and like the only acne I really have is over here, and it's very sparse. Like sometimes I get like bumps on my forehead, and sometimes I get over here too, or on my chin. But it's all very sparse, like 1 or 2 pimples. So at least on that front, I'm very lucky. But I think one of the biggest, so like I'm I'm I look in the mirror like all the time. Like I can't go without if I pass by a mirror, I can't go without like looking at myself. And like I think there's a lot to unpack with that, but because of this constant exposure of looking at myself, it's hard to see the changes. And it's also like I've also been evolving my fashion sense, and I've been leaning more towards like less traditionally masculinely recognized fashion styles, and so that's also made it hard for me to pass. Um, and I only want to pass for the sake of like in this society being recognized for who I am, because I have an amazing like friend support group. Like no matter what societally like I should look like they have always like called me my correct name and pronouns, and so like having that kind of support system is gnarly. Family though is a whole nother story, and we're not gonna divulge. But also there are cute little bees flying around. I decided to do my video. We're quarantined right now, you know. So wanted to spice it up, go outside for my one allotted walk. Except I'm not walking. I'm recording a YouTube video. Um, but yeah, so it's just like seeing people who like after 4 months have started growing facial hair or something like that. And I know not everybody's change is the same, and like it takes years and years to reach like your peak form, but like seeing people go from like even just like a year and they just there's just like a lot that you put on yourself. And so like after I kept recording and like I was talking and I was like, these are the changes, not really much has changed, like I just couldn't do it anymore. But like now that I know it's a year, and like they're definitely like now that I get called, like I pass more frequently, not all the time, but still pretty frequently, I like feel I feel a little better. um but still. Anyway, so continuing on with changes. Um, so I talked about acne. My voice, I mean, you can hear it. It's more stable-ish. I also talked about this earlier, but it still can, like, it's still pretty fluctuating. Um, and what else is there? Um, emotionally, Um, I found that it's way easier to get angry, and I may have talked about this before, but like, I can, like, not that I do get angry, but just anger. It's a more accessible emotion, and that's weird because, like, I don't feel emotions. But it's weird because, like, anger is not one of my top emotions. Like, there's not a point in being angry, really. Like, I don't know. Just excessive. Plus, like, the violence that is tied with anger, we hate that. Um, but yeah, so then just physically, I've been working out on and off. It's very tied to, like, my motivation and, like, what I'm doing with school, and, like, so, like, I worked out a lot last semester. Haven't really been this semester. Um, but I'm getting back into it again because we're in quarantine. But my back has gotten pretty muscular. It's also like filled out um, a little, and so a lot of this is genetics, and so it's kind of a bummer. But like I know in my first video I was talking about not wanting facial hair, and like most of the men in my family don't have facial hair, and lo and behold, there's no facial hair. And I know that that is like a frequent struggle for a lot of um, trans-mask individuals, but I don't know. I think I might. It would probably help me feel a little better because I think it's so toxic because a lot of it is like, man, if I had facial hair, then I would pass better, and then I can wear whatever I want because, now I'm passing. And it's all this horrendous obsession with passing that our society has like pushed upon us, and we just want to conform. And like part of that, like that's not why I transitioned, because like I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I am like, dang, I like how I look. Like I see myself and I'm like, fuck, this is who I am. But then when I go out into the real world, I'm like, well shit, like just because I'm dressing like how I like doesn't mean that I'm going to be accepted, so now I have to, it's just, a whole thing. But societal analysis, that's just our life. Um, but yeah, um, but continuing on physically, and I'm gonna put a little trigger warning here, talking about weight, um, and yeah, probably I would skip to like for a minute and a half. But so like I have weighed 115 pounds pretty much since for like 5-6 years, and I didn't like there's the freshman 15. I gained 2 pounds freshman year, and that was just because I started eating regularly. Um, and then I started to eat, and I probably gained like now I weigh anywhere like 129 to like 132, and part of it too is that working out, and like the reason why I gained like the 2 pounds before was because I had started working out. But yeah, I think that's like the biggest significant thing, and like even like one of my sisters like was like, wow, you look like you've gained weight, and like one of my coworkers too was like, but and so I'm not particularly sure where the weight really is going, because like I don't really have, maybe this is, oh, my whole stomach has maybe been after this video, whatever, you're not gonna die. But I don't know, maybe this is stomach fat. Well, shit. Okay, well, I still don't have handles though. um oh, and another thing is I'm pretty disappointed in my hair growth. Not head hair, of course, but like I know another thing is like hair texture changes sometimes, and I don't really think my hair texture has changed. To be fair though, like ever since I was a child, my mother permed my hair, and then like I finally stopped perming my hair, but I'm still bleaching it, and so that still eradicates ear curls. But I have like 5Z hair, but I have like 4C hair. So if there has been any change with that, but like my leg hair pretty much once this like grew in, that was it. Like my thighs really haven't solidified, and like I don't have like what's a happy trail. So I think that too is like a lot of my disappointment. Um, but I still like there's a lot of disappointment, but there's a lot of like I know like it's just little arbitrary things like hair, or I think that's really it. I I think just like hair and society not letting me dress however the fuck I want and still recognizing me for my gender. Um, but yeah, and this has been my 1 year video. It's been it's been it's been, but it's still pretty cool. Yeah, I think another thing is I'm just comparing myself to people too much, and like that's just something I have to unlearn. But yeah, thanks for watching.